What's up, everybody? This is Danny Mathematics here with another example to explore. And today, guys, I want to go over example 13 and example 14 of how to add, subtract, multiply, and simplify polynomials, okay? So we have this polynomial expression, which is parentheses 6x minus 5, parentheses closed, times parentheses 5x squared plus 7x plus 6, parentheses closed, okay? So because both of the parentheses are actually attached to one another, meaning that I need to multiply everything that's in this parentheses by everything that's in this parentheses, all right? Or vice versa, okay? There's no addition sign or there's no subtraction sign. It's between the parentheses, meaning that I need to multiply all the values within this parentheses by all the values within this parentheses and then simplify. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. So let's go ahead and start off with -6. I'm going to multiply everything over here by, I'm sorry, I said -6, I'm sorry, I meant 6x. 6x, positive 6x, 6x. So I'm going to multiply everything over here by this positive 6x, okay? So now let's do this. All right, so 6x, and also, guys, this is actually 6x to the first power. Remember, whenever we multiply values that have exponents, you multiply the coefficients, but you add the exponents or the powers, okay? So 6x to the first power times 5x to the second power is 6 times 5 is 30, right? 30x, and then I have to add the exponents. 1 plus 2 is 3, all right? So that's actually 30x to the third power. Okay? All right, now I need to continue to go. Now I'm going to do 6x to the first power times 7x to the first power. 6 times 7 is 42, right? And remember, since this is also x to the first power, I have to add those exponents of 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's going to equal out to plus 42x to the second power. Okay? And then the last value that I need to multiply by 6x to the first power is 6. All right, 6x times 6 is 36x. 36x. So that's going to be 36x. That's going to be 36x. Just like that. All right? Now, we're not done, guys. We also have to multiply everything that's in this parentheses by -5. By -5. And yes, it's -5 because it's -5, which equates to -5. Okay? So I'm going to do it from the top. I have -5 times 5x squared. -5 times a positive 5 is a -25. So that's going to be a -25x to the second power. Oops, sorry. -25x to the second power. Okay. All right, cool. I got -5 times 7x to the first power. -5 times 7 is a -35. So that's going to be a -35x. All right. And then last one, -5 times positive 6 is a -30. Is a -30. All right, so -30. So we have successfully factored all the values out of the parentheses. Now what we need to do, guys, is we need to combine like terms. We need to combine like terms. Let me write it down. Combine like terms. And always look at the variable. The variable is x, and the highest degree of x is to the third power. So one group is going to be x to the third power. The next is going to be x to the second power. After that is going to be x or x to the first power, and then just regular numbers that might be left over, okay? So here are the 4 different groups that we're going to combine those like terms, okay? All right, so now let's start off with the first group, which is x to the third power. I'm gonna underline all the values where x is to the third power. All right, that's 30x to the third power. And that's the only value where x is to the third power. So I'm gonna cross this out and just bring it down. So that stays, so that's gonna be 30x to the third power. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just open the door real quick. So yes, so now that's 30x to the third power. I'm done with that group. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the next group, which is x to the second power. All right, the two values that I see is positive 42x to the second power and a negative 25x to the second power, right? 42 minus 25 equals 17. 42 minus 25 equals 17, okay? So that's gonna be 17x to the second power. 17x to the second power. All right, I'm done with that one. All right, the next group, thank you, Ms. LeBlanc. The next group is just x to the first power, or just x. The two values that I see, guys, is I'm gonna put a star on top. I see positive 36x and I see negative 35x. 36 minus 35 is 1, so that would just be 1x, or positive x, right? 1x. Okay. And then the last is just the remaining numbers that we have. And the remaining number that we have, guys, is negative 30. I just bring it down, negative 30. So that's gonna be minus 30. All right. So there we go, guys. We have successfully simplified this whole expression to 30x to the third power plus 17x to the second power plus x minus 30. All right. Now, in this example over here, guys, if you notice, we have 3 parentheses instead of 2 parentheses where we have to multiply and factor together. We actually have 3 parentheses. So what we're going to do is, guys, we're just going to focus on the first 2 parentheses first, right? And simplify this part, and then we're going to bring down that part to finish it out, okay? So right now, guys, I'm only focused on the first 2 parentheses that are filled with values, right? So we're just only going to focus on that part. So we're going to actually multiply everything in this parentheses by everything in this parentheses, okay? And then after we do that, we're going to put our answer in parentheses, and then we're going to have to do the same thing for the third parentheses, all right? So let's go ahead and start that, guys. All right, x times x is x squared, or x to the second power. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Okay? Cool. 1 times x is this x. So I'm going to put plus x. All right? And then 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Okay? So we can actually simplify this, guys, by combining like terms. I can combine negative 2x with positive x, which is negative x, right? If I combine those, that will turn into just negative x. So I'm going to rewrite it as parentheses x squared minus x, right, minus 2. So far, this is what we should have, okay? Okay? So, once again, I'm not done because I only multiplied, right, the 2 parentheses, the values that are within the 2 parentheses together, okay? The first 2. Now I got to bring down the third parentheses. All right, so everything that I ended up with, I got to multiply it by the values within the third parentheses. All right, so I'm going to bring this down. So I got 2x minus 3. just like that. All right, now we have to do the same thing, guys. We have to actually factor out, okay? So I'm gonna start off with this x squared times 2x, or 2x to the first power, is 2x to the third power, or 2x cubed, okay? X squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared, right? Or minus 3x squared, however you want to say it. Okay? All right, the next part, I'm going to do negative x times 2x is going to be a negative 2x squared, so I'm going to put minus 2x squared. Okay, x times negative 3 is going to be a positive 3x, a plus 3x. Okay, and then last but not least, guys, I need to do negative 2. I need to multiply everything over here by this negative 2. Negative 2 times 2x is a negative 4x. And then negative 2 times a negative 3 is a positive 6. It's a positive 6. All right. So now, guys, I have successfully factor out all the values outside of the parentheses, okay? So now all we need to do, guys, is combine like terms. Okay? And then always look at the variable. The variable that I see is x, and the highest power that I see is x, excuse me, to the third power. The second highest power that I see is x to the second power. The next group is just x, and then the last group is just numbers, right? So once again, I just need to combine all like terms with each group. I got x to the third power. So the only value that I see with x is to the third power is 2x to the third power. All right, I'm gonna cross that out. I'm done. Two x to the third power, I'm done with that. Now I got x to the second power, right? I have I'm gonna put a star underneath. I have a negative 3x to the second power, and I also have a negative 2x to the second power as well, right? Negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. So that's gonna equal out to negative 5x to the second power. Okay? All right, the next group that I have is just x to the first power, and the two values that I see is a positive 3x and a negative 4x. 3 minus 4 is a negative 1, so that will equate to negative 1x, or negative x. Okay? And then the last group that I have is just the numbers, which is just plus 6, right? It's just this plus 6. So I'm just gonna bring down plus 6. So my final answer, guys, is 2x to the third power minus 5x to the second power minus x plus 6. That is my final answer. The answer simplified, or in the simplest form. All right, so once again, guys, these are just two very good examples of how to do these type of problems. Thank y'all so much, guys, for tuning in. Talk to you next time.